Hey everybody, it's Alex and welcome to another edition of Old Man Playing Video Games Badly. I was just working on a video talking about right to repair, and I gotta do it again because I just, your brain wanders, you know. I kind of feel like the guy from Vice Grip Garage, fella got a, yeah, the brain sort of, yeah, that's kind of how I feel today. But right to repair is an incredibly important thing. But there needs to be a balance. Anyway, we'll talk about it after. I'll chat about it here while we're Tarkoving and talking about the economy of Tarkov, because this is your Tarkov economic update. Let's go see what we can find.
Old man playing video games badly.
Oh, freaking righty. There's Tarkov. Thing never seems to want to load. Oh look, I got some bullets. Anybody want bullets? I got bullets. I don't know why I made bullets, but I made bullets. Mommy, I made a stinky. I made bullets. Here, just throw them in here. Sort them out. There we go. We got lots of bullets. Anyway. So, yeah. Welcome to your economic update. Sponsored by Therapist. Therapist. When only the best drugs will do. There's that big number. If you're not looking, I almost wish I could just zoom the camera in on this because it's that good. 356,666. That's the going price for Bitcoins on Tarkov today. Now you got to remember, 3 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago, we were at 860. So we have shaved 500,000 rubles off the price of a Bitcoin. Okay. The going price for Bitcoins today is 54,150 US dollars in the real world. Well, in the Bitcoin world, or 4,149,238.34 in Russian rubles, which means we are looking at a hang on, let me get the number here. 356. Let me just work it out here really quickly. A 0.0858 BTC Bitcoin in Tarkov. If you take the 4.149 million Russian ruble and work it down, I get down to 356,004 using the standard Google calculator, by the way, for those who ever wonder how we do this. That comes to 356,004. I mean, I can... Zero point 0.08596 gets me to 356,668. Close enough for rock and roll. That is way down from even what it was yesterday or day before, which was 0.939495. Big drop. It's continuing now. This is kind of like a double speed thing. Obviously, the price of Bitcoin itself has dropped quite substantially. When you look at the USD price, we've gone from 63,000 at the peak on the 13th of April, which would also be more or less the peak of Tarkov Bitcoin. 11 days later, it's down to 53,808 and continuing generally a downward trend, which is not surprising. So, I mean, it's dropped 20% almost. 6 to 12. Yeah, it's about 18% drop, give or take. I'm doing math quick in my head, so forgive me for it if I'm off a little bit. But the price of Bitcoin in Tarkov obviously has dropped more than 50% to start with in the fact we've gone from a 0.2 Bitcoin to a 0.1 Bitcoin to now a 0.08 Bitcoin. Like I said, my belief is in aiming for a wipe in late May. My feeling only. You know how it goes, right? Is that this will come down to being a 0.5. And a 0.5 at today's number would be 207,461, which I believe is the end goal number, is more or less about a 200,000 ruble Bitcoin. I still believe that putting a 0.05 on the coin, as opposed to a 0.2, if that just changed to 0.05 BTC, it would make perfect sense to everybody, and it would be calculable. I think they're just resisting it right now because they don't know where the price of Bitcoin is going to go to. We may end up with a 0.1 if the Bitcoin price drops far enough, or a 0.075 as an example. But that's kind of where we're ending up. It could be a 0.08. We don't know. It would be weird to have the price of Bitcoin set to the same level as the acceptable level of intoxication to drive a car, but that's a completely different story for itself. Meanwhile, in the real world of economics, this is where the effects of the Bitcoin really start to show. The price of graphics cards has lost $100,000 in 24 hours. I sold one yesterday. Yeah, I sold a graphic card yesterday at last night, even my time. So less than probably 16 hours ago, 17 hours ago. And I got 840,000 for it, I believe, 850,000 for it. Now 750 is leading the market. 800 is the generally agreed price. Big difference. Ratchet wrenches, which were a key component of the process, they've kind of hovered out. They dropped a lot lower than this for a while, and they're hovering out now around 91,000. This now is a price based on the rarity of the ratchet wrench itself and not so much its use. Fuel is still remarkably expensive. I'm honest with you, I'm shocked how expensive it is considering the circumstances. I'll buy one of Jaeger's cheapy ones because it's a better idea. The blue fuel tanks, however, though, have dropped quite significantly. We're down in the 155, 160 range. It's starting to be a much more believable spread between the metals and the blues as to the fuel content. Dry fuel is around 30,000. Fuel conditioner, around 40,000. It's not too ridiculous. We'll also have a quick look through our basic necessities of life. Nails are cheap. Remember that nails spent a long time at 50k in this wipe. They're down to 18. Bolts are down a very slight bit at 32,000. Screw nuts. Boy, if I could type, I would be dangerous. I have days like that. Screw nuts are cheap. Pack of screws will be equally stupidly cheap. Rollers are still relatively expensive, all considered. And our favorite Labs keycard has more or less maintained its happy price of 490 to 500,000. It's sort of still in that range. It really doesn't seem to move very much one way or the other from that, which is pretty good. For those who wonder, the red key cards, because that's always a funny one. Actually, this one's still been sitting there at 100 million, but we do have a new entry at the top of the list here for 89,999,999. Still stupid money, but you know, what can I say? Oh, look. Ontario Johnstar. Okay. There we go. I guess 91 million. So yeah, the price there is pretty reasonable. So overall, the real deal here, I guess, is going to be that we are talking about continued substantial drop in the price of Bitcoin to the point where mining Bitcoin, building a mining rig for Bitcoin is a pretty questionable concept at the best of times. If you have to go through one complete thing of fuel every day to be able to do a Bitcoin, you know, the fuel is still costing you. I mean, even I got it cheap to 157,000. Call it average around 200,000. The Bitcoin's returning 355. It means you're only making 150,000 on a Bitcoin. Even with the graphics cards at 750, you're still talking 7.5 million. It'll still take you 50 plus days to recoup, to just pay for the cards if you had to buy them retail. So unless you are happening to show up with 10 cards that you've picked up in raid for free, a Bitcoin farm is essentially not a profitable enterprise in this game. It'll take a lot of your money, and yes, you will make money. You will have income coming back in all the time. But as an investment, it's a very, very questionable investment. Oh, I'll let my scabs go. So basically, that's like the size of it. That's like as good as it gets for today, I guess. Oh, we were going to talk quickly about right to repair, and I just want to put this out here really, really quickly. I will have a full video on this later, but I just want to mention this. I was talking about... actually, we can just do this. You get to see the video. Look, that's me. It's Linus. I like Linus from Linus Tech Tips. By the way, he's been one of my longest term follows on YouTube since he worked at the computer place, NCIX, because he was funny as hell. He's still funny as hell. He needs a shave, though. And I was talking about my phone, my old Samsung S7 Edge. Bad idea. Oh, I wish I hadn't bought this one. Second screen, third battery. It's waterproof, right? This is a waterproof to, I think, 10 meter phone, 20 meter, whatever. I've had it open twice. It's not waterproof anymore. Should Samsung be responsible for that? My right to fix my phone is one thing. The requirement for Samsung to continue to be liable for my product after I modify it, that's another issue all to itself. We just need to be really, really careful. It's a two-sided coin, right? Anyway, that's kind of that. And just remember, is beta when we talk about Tarkov. So thanks very much for watching this economic update. Your Tarkov economic update. Can't resist doing that. Like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your enemies, send copies of this to people you hate. I need subscribers and viewers and all that stuff. I appreciate all your support and your comments and the mails and the messages and the Twitters and all that I've been getting about this stuff. It's really awesome. It encourages me, even with a small number of subscribers and a small number of viewers, to keep doing it. So thanks very much. And we'll catch you next time on...
Old man playing video games badly.